Alright, I'm Sovereign Sage, and what I'm doing since I was doing the last videos, I'm trying to read the chapters of the side story so that I can understand what's happening. Because in the last video, when I went to go start the main story before you go to like the what you would call the final battle, um, I'm like missing a whole lot of exposition because this event came out on the 21st, and I barely only got to it on Christmas, which was yesterday. So I don't know a whole lot about it as of right now. Except for this boy Mamoru is supposed to kill this girl named Shiki, and she's reincarnated as the season. She is the seasons itself, like she's spring, summer, and winter and fall. She is each one of the like seasons. Yes, it's a promise between you and me. I just forgot about it. I'm sorry. Maybe you don't remember it, but I still do, which means it's still a promise. Oh, and you are? The Mamoru looked at Seme. I'm Seme. These people came to help us. May I ask why Master Mamoru lost his memory? Well, perhaps it's because Nozuchi no Kami woke up and is gradually restoring the connection between us. If she did that, she would be able to see part of my memory and learn about his existence. She probably sent out those monsters to harm him and keep him away from me. He may have gotten trapped by Nozuchi no Kami in an attack and lost his memory before I could find him. Why did the evil god take his memory instead of his life? Kohaku. Because the Mamoru is imperishable. When one Mamoru dies, a new Mamoru will be born. She probably thought it was annoying to deal with a threat like that and found it more convenient to take his memory instead. So this is how Mamoru are born and inherit the role of the protector. The reason why there are so many graves marked with the name Mamoru is because you've been passing on the identity. When one Mamoru dies, another one is being born here. Exactly. But why? If you're truly interested, I will explain it to you later as we travel. After all, it has something to do with what will happen 1,000 years ago. It's a very long story. Last time it was us who lost our memories. This time it's someone else's turn. Huh? Nothing. If we have the same goal, then we're friends. Did you hear that, Mr. Protector? It's not just the two of us anymore. We've got new friends. I still have some questions. If Mamoru is not in a good shape, why not let him rest in a tree? He and I both know this forest well. He may not be able to fight like he used to, but he won't hold us back. Please let him come with us. I was just curious. It's fine. The forest is a perilous place. Since we've already decided what to do, it's better for us to get started as soon as possible. After all, Nozuchi no Kami could be watching us at this very moment. Alright. On the way. There are other reasons you're bringing him along, aren't there? You are always this sharp, Master Seme? I'm not particularly good with hiding my intentions. Please keep whatever you think you've learned to yourself. It's my personal request. Sometimes wanting to take on everything by yourself isn't necessarily a good thing. Then I won't ask you any more about this. When the time is right, it'll be up to you to make the decision. Alright, go to 3. Regular forest. This is it. This is the way. Over here. Lady Shiki sure is awesome. I lost my bearings not long after we got started. This intersection looks the same as the last one, but somehow Lady Shiki can always tell the correct path. I've lived here for over 1,000 years. Of course I'd know everything about this place. Things used to be very different here, though. Whether it was spring, summer, fall, or winter, every corner of this place had its own unique charms. Take that for an example. Shiki pointed towards a plain-looking rock. In spring, there would be a circle of grass growing out from under the rock like a green skirt. In summer, the rock would get really hot in the sun. You would scream if you touched it by mistake. In fall, squirrels hid acorns in its crack. In winter, it would be covered in snow. Aren't the things you said a common sight everywhere? Are they common? I've never thought of things as common or otherwise. Each individual sight is unique in every moment. When you put them together, you get the 4 seasons. The world is so amazing when viewed from that perspective. I would love to show you around Mount Enken if it were the way it was before. There were so many little sights I treasured. It's such a shame. So much has been devoured by Nozochi no Kami. Gone. Indeed, a lot of things disappeared without a sound as we traveled. I saw some flowers blooming on the branches, but in a blink of an eye they were gone. Even that bird that flew by just now was gone when I turned my head to look at it. Don't be afraid. I will protect you from being devoured with all my strength until the very end. By the way, Kagura, the goldfish you wear on your hair looks great. You think so? I had a goldfish too, but mine is a seasonling. Look. The fish seasonling circled around Shiki's finger a few times. Ah, did it just kiss me? She's like, what the fuck? Yes, looks like it likes you a lot. We're here. This is the place. We were in the outer rim of the forest. Now we're at the center. If we keep up the pace, maybe we'll be able to reach our real body before it gets dark. Her real body. It's sealed in a tree on Mount Enken. I think so too. What the holy hell, we are inside Sauron's eye. Kohaku was walking in front, missed a step. Instead of falling, he began floating into the air. The Mamoru reached quickly and grabbed his ankle. Seme signaled the rest of the group to stop. That was close. What's going on here? Mamoru gently put Kohaku back on the ground. Good thing Master Mamoru was quick, or I would have floated away. I'm glad you're all right. The Mamoru petted Kohaku's head. The forest gets more dangerous the deeper we go. It'll take the lead from now on. Kohaku, stay behind me. I like Mamoru. He's cute because he kind of reminds me of Ranmaru in a way, from like Samurai Warriors, but he looks not anything like him. Basically, he looks like a character that I would like. And from when I first saw him, when this event first happened, and I was watching the opening CGI cutscenes, I liked him at the moment I saw him. So, although Master Mamoru lost his memory, he still has this presence that makes him seem really reliable. Has this place been devoured? Why is there nothing here but bare ground? There are so many holes, too. It looks like the trees here were uprooted and taken away. Everyone, look above you. Hearing this, the group looked up. In the air above them, there were floating trees, dirt, stones, and dried grass. Things are floating. Somebody picked up a twig and threw it towards the area before them. After being thrown, the twig didn't fall. Instead, it rose slightly into the air. It seems that Nozochi no Kami devoured the forces at play in this area, making it so things here are no longer bound by gravity. Anti-gravity zone! Fucking sweet! Oh. Had we stepped over there, we'd be floating in the air like those trees, unable to leave. To think the evil god in this world has such powers. I thought she could only devour tangible things. Sounds like our situation just got more dangerous. Should we go around? I don't think it'll make any difference. This is a sign that Nozuchi no Kami is trying to stop us. She'll do this again, regardless of where we go. I have an idea. I think there's a cave somewhere here. A cave? I remember. This is a cave, Mr. Protector, and I found it last summer. There is a cave, brother. That's right. And it should be close by. If we can't walk on the ground, then we can try walking under it. In the cave. Thank you, Mr. Protector, for thinking of this place. I kind of hate the names they use. Like, in any game, anime, movie, when somebody keeps calling somebody Mr. something, the thing that the person is supposed to be, it gets annoying quickly. Like, Mr. Protector, it's like somebody who sweeps the ground. Are you going to call them Mr. Sweeper? And you might be thinking, I'm kidding, but no, they do. It wasn't me who thought of it. It was written in the notes. I've read the notes cover to cover many times. I got many things etched into my mind. This cave is one of them. The note called it Shiki and Mamoru's Little Adventure. That's the name Mr. Protector came up with. I came up with? That's right. Back then you always wanted to be my teacher, always acting so mature. But then you would come up with names like this when writing in your log. You were even more childish than I was, Mamoru. Maybe I hid my childish side at the time because I wanted to appear more reliable. Maybe I should have been more honest about it. I'm glad things are normal in the cave. Besides being a little dark and damp, this cave has nothing dangerous in it. Stay close to me, everyone. It may be a little hard to see where to go, but I remember there is an exit. Just go to the shortest way that'll take us to the other side of the cave above us. What? But the shortest way leads to a dead end. Yaobikini let out a chuckle. Mr. Seme means is that will turn a dead end into an exit. We don't have much time after all, so it's best to avoid taking detours and save time. You guys, you must really be powerful. Let me think then. Let's go this way. This is it, right? Yeah, we should be on the other side of that place if we dig through the rocks above us. Then we should be right in the depths of the forest. Everyone make some space for Miss Seme. Seme moved the rocks above him with a spell. Moonlight beamed down from the opening. The group helped each other climb up to the ground. It should be each other helped each other climb out of the ground, only to be dumbfounded by the sight before them. Is this a cemetery or ceremony? The place was well lit. There was a long table full of food. The Leaf Folk who were in the middle of a festival were shocked to see Seme and the others. Who are you? Look at this fucking guy. Oh, the young men at the scene were the first ones to react, quickly surrounding the group. How did you find this place? What are you doing here? Oh. Whoa, we're just passing through. Do you have any idea what time it is? Why would anyone pass by this place for no reason? Look, they have weapons. The young man pointed at Hiramasa's bow and shouted, I knew it. You're here to rob us too, aren't you? Get them. Wait. An elderly voice rang out. The young man at the front was pushed away by someone with a walking stick. Ugh. Grandma, I can hear you. You didn't have to push me away with your walking stick. The old woman ignored the young man and walked straight to Shiki. I know you. What? You know me? You are the goddess of the seasons. The people around them were stunned. The goddess of the seasons fucking just falls on the floor. What's the goddess of the seasons doing here? Don't people say that she's long gone? Who said that? I heard she turned evil. When I was young, I was fortunate enough to participate in a season-changing ritual. I've only seen you once, but I've never forgotten your face. Yes, I am the goddess of the seasons, just as you said. I knew it. What are you waiting for? Put down your swords and axes and whatnot. But what? She's the goddess of seasons. Village worships. Are you going to disrespect our goddess? But Grandma Ambo, what has the goddess of seasons done for us since the world turned into this state? She never came to save us. Should we continue to worship her? What are you mumbling for? Even I can speak out loud, and I'm ancient. And what do you know about what the goddess of seasons has been doing? Do you not realize that it's thanks to her that we're still around? Don't tell me you forgot what I taught you. The reason the Seasons Village still exists is because we're grateful to the seasons and we live by them. And now, when times are tough, you're gonna betray everything we stand for? Hurry up and put away your weapons. Do my words mean nothing to you now? A little girl jumped out with a commanding posture. Fine, please take care of the rest with your granddaughter, Grandma Enba. The people dispersed, but kept a close eye on Shiki and the rest of the group. Don't mind them, please come with me. The old woman led the group to a table. You came at the right time. Today is our wishing banquet, and it's one of the few days when we can eat until we're full. You must be hungry, right? Thank you, but we're not. Kohaku's stomach rumbled. Kohaku! I can't control it. We're all starving. It's all right. The food on this table is all mine. Eat as much as you want. Although, I don't know why you've come here. I'm sure it must have something to do with the current situation, seeing as you're with the goddess of the seasons. I won't bother you too much. You must be tired having come all this way. You can relax here. Have a good rest. You're right, ma'am. We walked a long way today. A rest is necessary. I agree. Time is short, but no one should travel on an empty stomach. Then what are you waiting for? Dig in. I'm hungry too. Grandma Enva handed a fruit to Kohaku. Oh no. The fruit, they said, was poisoned with gluttony. Any who eat it would become fucking possessed. Everyone took a seat. Grandma Emba, who was very enthusiastic a moment ago, put only a small portion of the food before Seme and the others. She then put the rest of the food before herself. This is for you, the rest is mine. Everyone was confused, but proceeded to eat the food without raising any questions. Although these are just plain fruits picked off the vine, they taste even better than usual. People worked hard to gather these from the world outside. After the last winter, we entered a spring that never ended. Soon all the food that matured in spring was eaten up. Hunger drove people crazy. Even the lord of the city was beginning to lose his mind. The season's village is remote, so we're dragged into the conflict between the leaf folk. Then I'm not sure when it started, but the four seasons begin to blend together in the forest. With the coexistence of the seasons came both good and bad news. The trees bore fruits again, but the nature of these fruits was drastically different from what we were familiar with. You would find apples with mugwort inside, or medicine herbs that turned into poison. The seasons were disturbed, so the plants and fruits began to change. Initially, people tried to claim the forest for themselves, but they soon realized that it couldn't be tamed. This damn video failed on me again. My god. Many villages couldn't adapt to it and dried out. We are the season's village preserved because we were here from the beginning and gained more experience. Ah, there I go rambling again. I got a little excited there. I just didn't expect to see the goddess of the seasons again, having lived so long. Oh, come on, Granny. You always ramble on and never stop. Not just when you meet the goddess of the seasons. You little brat. You never said a thing when I rambled before. Now the goddess of seasons is with us. You're just trying to impress her. Shiki, are you not eating anything? I may not be able to stop myself if I take the first bite. There's so little food. Eat as much as you can. I'll be fine with some tree bark. Tree bark? Tree bark is actually delicious. It's like a crisp snack if you get it dried. I've tried tree bark before. It was so bitter. But that's what makes it so delicious, no? It's fine. You can have my portion. I'm not very hungry. Mr. Protector, you haven't eaten anything all day. I tried this fruit. It's very sweet. Whoever made the grains cake is a good cook. All right. And that melon. I just eat. Mamoru pushed the melon in front of Shiki. Then your wish is my command, as they say. Master Mamoru knows Lady Shiki so well. By the way, I see you don't dress like leaf folk. Where are you all from? Are there other places beyond this land? They came from a place we can never reach. A place we can't reach. Then they must be gods like the goddess of seasons, right? The goddess of the seasons came from the altar of Enken where we can't go. You must be from the same place, right? So girls of my age can be gods too. I'm not actually... Don't say anything, Lady Kagura. Didn't Master Seme tell us to keep our origins and identities a secret? Alright, I'm sorry. I was so absorbed in her story that I almost forgot. What are you talking about, acting all secretive like that? It's okay if you're not from the altar of Enken and actually from somewhere else. Whatever the place is it the same as ours? Do you have to wait for the next seasons once you've harvested all the food? I want to go see other places. And you say I ramble too much. What, you can't even focus on when you chew? Granny, you started it. Kagura couldn't help but laugh. What a lively pair. You must be very close. Very close. Are we very close, Granny? I don't know about that. Someone nagged so much yesterday she got blisters on her lips. You're one to talk. Don't you remember what you did? Ridiculous. The banquet ended in a rather lively conversation. The second day. Brother, did you hear something? Kagura, what happened? That granny was gone when I woke up. I think I heard something going on outside. After yesterday's banquet, the old lady kindly asked the group to stay, to which Seme agreed. He decided it was best for them to rest up and continue their journey during the day when it was safer. So the group stayed the night in the old woman's place. Haramasa, time to get up. Seme was already up and ready, asking the rest of the group to get out of bed. He's like, get the hell up right now. Let me sleep for a few seconds more, just a few seconds. He's like, get the hell up right now. Kaku fell asleep lying on Mamoru's stomach. This spot is so warm. That's kind of weird. My apologies. Somebody picked Kohaku up and groomed his hair. Sometimes Kohaku has trouble falling asleep at night if the bed is not to his liking. Did you rest well? I'm fine. I don't actually need to sleep. With Kawaru accompanying me, the long night was rather interesting. Kohaku smacked his lips and curled up in Seme's arms. After packing up, the group still couldn't find the old woman and the little girl. They decided to go find them in the village and say goodbye before setting out. It was early in the morning. The village was empty. The group searched high and low, but couldn't find the old woman. Then they saw the villagers gathered up at the entrance of the village. Why is everybody here? This and the other over there. These are edible, got it? Now go out there and get them. Stop hanging around. But I want to wait until... What are you waiting for? If you don't hurry, the whole village is going to starve to death. By the way, let me say this again. Eat anything you want, but don't you dare touch the divine fruit. Are we clear? If you do, you're going to... You'd be going against everything this season's village stands for. If I catch any of you eating the divine fruit in the forest... Grandma Emma raised her walking stick. I'll break your legs. Holy fuck. Got it. Got it. Then go now. You youngsters are so unreliable. Nothing would ever get done if I let you take care of everything. Yes. Ebba stood at the back of the crowd. Shiki, Sema, and the others walked up to her. Ebba, what is this about? Is that the leftover food from last night on the ground? You're here. Granny said she wanted you to rest longer. She even told me to not make any noise when we left. Granny is leaving. Leaving? To where? I don't know. All she needs to do is leave the village. By herself? Yeah. You must be wondering why your granny left you so little food while leaving a large portion to herself. She was actually testing for poison. What Granny ate was all the new stuff in the forest. If Granny was fine after eating, people would begin harvesting those foods. Granny was lucky because nothing she ate was poisonous. However, old people who aren't poisoned must leave the village on the next day. Why? Why? Because there isn't enough food. That's what Granny said. That she was old and that resources should be left to the young for the village to survive. This is how the season's village survived the past year. It lived by abandoning the old. Ebba. I can... Yao Bikini patted Shiki on the shoulder and shook her head. Saving her now would go against the village's rules. What will happen after we've left? But if it takes us a long time to find those Ichinokami, how are they supposed to survive then? Our priority should be finding the evil god and putting an end to all of this as soon as possible. Ebba. Suddenly, the old woman's voice broke the silence. Why are you hiding in the corner there? Come here, I've got some words for you. Reluctantly, Ebba walked up to her granny, who pushed a fruit into her arms. I've saved this specifically for you. It's your favorite. Eat it or it'll spoil. Don't think I don't know. Every time I gave you food, you'd hide it in your bed. It's all spoiled and dried up. Fold your clothes before you go to bed. Don't neglect to make your bed either. Don't oversleep too much. Play with the others more. Okay, I got it. You're gonna talk my ear off. Put out the candle before you go to sleep. Close the door when you leave. Don't fight with others. I don't need to tell you all that. I'm not a kid anymore. The old woman patted Ebba on the head. That's what's confusing me. The old lady is called Ebba, but so is the little girl. Are they trying to say that the little girl is really her? Alright, that's what I wanted to hear. The old woman pulled her coat tighter. Grandma Emma. Shiki approached the old woman and gave her the goldfish seasoning that was circling around her fingertip earlier. It will protect you. I already have one foot in the grave. How can I accept something so precious from you? Please just take it. I'm sorry. If only I could still grow fruits to save everyone, but I can't do anything in my current state. If I had stuck to the pact of the seasons, things wouldn't be this way. I acted on a whim and brought disaster to this world. Perhaps the villagers are right. I am evil. What are you talking about? Grandma Emma bopped Shiki on the head. You thought I didn't see the season-changing ritual? It hurt, didn't it? She then placed her hand over Shiki's chest as if echoing her pain. If it were me, I would have quit a long time ago. Silly girl, you must be suffering much more than us, no? Besides, nothing lasts forever, and there are always things that don't go as expected. If something happens, you'll either roll with it, like we do in the Seasons Village, or you fight it, like what you're doing now. Yeah, she's like, thanks, I'm leaving. Grandma Ebba gently stroked Shiki's hands. Despite how callous Grandma Ebba's hands were, Shiki felt they were warmer than most. Thank you for bringing the 4 seasons into this world and maintaining their order, Grandma Ebba. Shiki was choking up a little, but she tried her best to smile. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for loving the seasons. Look at you, still trying to hold back. Cry if you want to cry. You're not alone in this world. I will bring the seasons back. Of course, you can do it. You're the goddess of the seasons, after all. With Shiki's insistence, the old woman finally accepted the goldfish seasoning. Well, everyone, I'm off. With her walking stick in hand, the old woman slowly walked into the distance. Then her short and lonely figure disappeared behind the trees. Eva watched her as she left, standing stubbornly in the wind. Shiki could see tears streaming down Eva's face. On the way, I saw you gave a goldfish seasoning to Eva as well as when you said goodbye to her. Ah, you noticed. Doing this only weakens you further, right? I just want to do as much as possible with the power that I have. Do you think it's inappropriate? No, I'm just worried about you. My mind is still a mess, so I can't remember anything. I also didn't understand a thing when you talked about Nozuchi no Kami or slaying the evil god. However, my intuition tells me there's something important for us to do. A vision that we shared. A goal that we've been working towards. To set the change of seasons in motion and bring peace and joy to the world so that people won't need to part ways like Eva and Grandma Eva did. Mr. Protector, looks like you didn't forget everything after all. What? You speak just like you did before. Is that so? But I really don't remember anything. Just kidding, Mr. Protector. How are you not sure if you lost your memory or not? You were so vigilant before. You used to be able to read me like a cook, like a book. A cook? What are you talking about? Huh? You always used to know what I was thinking. The famous saying. I think you might have gotten the phrase a little wrong. Are you sure that's what I told you, cook? Of course. Also, I think this time is just like Shiki and Mamoru's little adventure, no? Our big adventure. Really? Then I'll write it down. No matter what I did, you would always say are you sure? Or that doesn't sound good. But I would always follow through. So, you'll have to stick with me through this one too. Okay, Shiki, I promise. Oh my god. Irregular forest. This forest is getting more and more difficult to travelers. I just can't read this any longer because it's so small and it's hard. I'm also sitting in a spot that's not very comfortable, and I have to hold my phone awkwardly so that it doesn't cover my sound. It's really hard to do these videos. Okay, it's difficult to travelers ever since we left the Seasons Village. Am I the only one who feels this way? It's because we're almost at the altar of Enken. They used to call this path a stiff walk. Stiff walk? Yeah, it's a short path, but extremely steep and windy. You won't be covering a long distance, but you'll feel like you've walked for over a day, and that your legs are stiff as wood. In the past, I would often bring Mr. Protector with me to walk this path as a form of exercise. Mr. Protector, your legs aren't stiff, aren't they? I can't read. Aren't stiff, aren't all. Yeah, 'cause it's not right. It's like not translated correctly. Should be, your legs aren't stiff at all, are they? It seems so. That's because you used to exercise so much with me. Back then, did you used to float in the air like this while I walked by myself? Yeah, I stayed by your side and cheered you on. Even if your mind has forgotten, your body remembers. Perhaps you'll suddenly be back to your best form when the right moment comes. Shiki patted Mamoru on his shoulder. This section of the path is covered in shades and hard to travel. It's already noon. When I left the Seasons Village, I could already see the edge of the sky being cut off by darkness. That's a sign that Nozuchi no Kami is devouring this world, right? If we move too slowly, will the Seasons Village also get devoured? Well, we will find Nozuchi no Kami before then. Can we eat something before that? I'm a little hungry. I see, you're also a little sensitive. What? Is this the right time to say something like this? But I am hungry. I don't know why, but I'm getting hungry much faster after entering this world. You got hungry faster in Heian-Kyo than in this place. I remember that. Before we left, people of Seasons Village shared some of their food with us, right? Yeah, I'm carrying... Huh? Where's the bag with the food in it? It was a large one, too. Wasn't I carrying it? Did you lose the bag, Master Hiramasa? Impossible. I even tied it in a way that it wouldn't fall off. But the bag's gone. Don't worry. Perhaps it was dropped on the way. Should we head back? The group looked back down to the steep slope they just climbed. Actually, I'm not that hungry anymore. Since we lost our food, why not rest up here and look for something to eat? Don't go too far. Make sure you can still see each other. Gather around here if anything strange happens. If you see anything that resembles food, bring it to me. I can use a little power to see if it's edible. Alright. The group spread out a little to search for things that looked like food. My nose is better than theirs. I'm sure I can find the most food. Hey, some white fruit. Why does it spray this sour stuff? This is an apple, right? It's hollow. Then it's just an apple peel, but should be edible. I'll take some. Oh my god. Wait, the smell. It's the same as the fruit Grandma Emma gave me last night. Where is it? Where is it? Found you. So well hidden. Gotcha. I'll bring some to Master Sima and the others now. They must be starving. Watch it be that fruit that she said not to eat. But it smells so delicious. I really want to take a bite. Master Sima won't scold me if I take just one bite, right? This forest is indeed, as Grandma Emma said, it's full of things that look like food, but few can be picked and eaten. Did everyone put what they found here? What's Kohaku doing there? People saw Kohaku's tail waggling in the grass. Get over here, puppy, because he's a fox, but that should have been loud enough. Why is he not responding? Something's wrong. He ate that damn fruit, the divine fruit that they said not to eat. Oh my god. Same quickly walked to Kohaku. Time to get up, Kohaku. You need to bring the fruit to Master Seme and the others. But it feels so nice to lay down here. I'm so full. Why is my tail moving on its own? Hungry again. I'll eat another. Kohaku? There was a mess on the ground. Leftover peel was scattered all over the place. These are the divine fruit. Kohaku, did you eat the divine fruit? Divine fruit, Grandma Eva said something about that. You must never eat this fruit. We have to get him to puke it out. Divine fruit? A strange noise came from behind the group. He turned around to see a creature crouching bizarrely on a tree. It looked down at the group from the tree with its head tilted in an off-putting angle. Its gaze gave everyone chills. Divine fruit? Oh no. Is that guy? It raised a hand and pointed towards the fruit under Kohaku. At the same time, voices could be heard echoing through the forest. Oh no. These monsters are in the trees. When did they appear? Why are there so many of them? They're wearing clothes too. Are these the leaf folk? No, they're not the leaf folk anymore. Divine fruit. With a howl, the monsters began shaking the trees violently. In an instant, countless leaves fell and obstructed everyone's vision. At the same time, the monsters leapt down from the trees like mindless beasts and rushed towards the group. Seme shook his folding fan lightly, creating a powerful gust of wind, knocking down the monsters coming at them. Over there. Hiramasa and Yaobikini worked in sync, using arrows imbued with spiritual powers to repel some monsters who tried to sneak up on them. However, their attack continued. Seme, they don't seem to feel pain. No matter how many times they were struck down, the monsters kept on going. Even if they fell, they would immediately get back up and continue their attack. Seme held back the monsters around them with great spiritual power, but more and more monsters were emerging from the woods. Besides humanoid monsters, animals of different sizes also came in like a flood. Together they formed into violent tides, pushing and stepping on each other, rushing towards the group. They're not coming for us. There is high ground over there. Come to me. Don't get split up. It's straight up a Star Wars reference. I have the high ground. Kagura, who was closest to Kohaku, picked him up and got closer to the others. Crackling, a monster grabbed Kagura's wrist with its cold hand. Kohaku. Kohaku fell into the coming tides. Seme tried to use his power to lift Kohaku up, but the running animals quickly buried Kohaku underneath. Don't you dare. Hiramasa shot the back of the monster's hand with a pinpoint accuracy. The monster recoiled in pain and let go. Hiramasa took the opportunity and pulled Kagura onto the high ground. Kohaku, I'm sorry, I lost Kohaku. What should we do? Kohaku won't get hurt, will he? You'll be fine. It wasn't your fault, Kagura. Seme put a hand on Kagura's shoulder to calm her down. It was my fault for not pulling Kohaku back in time. However, I did set a protective field around him. He won't get hurt. We will get him back. The flood of animals receded as quickly as it had came. After finding what they were looking for, they quickly dispersed and retreated into the woods, vanishing without a trace. He disappeared. All gone. Those monsters weren't after us. They wanted the fruit next to Kohaku. So many monsters going after some fruit. I'm still tracking Kohaku's location with spiritual power. Come on, let's follow him. If we let him get too far, the chaotic energy in this forest could interfere with my tracking. Master Seme is right. We have to find Kohaku as soon as possible. What he ate was not ordinary fruit. It was the divine fruit. Is eating this fruit more dangerous than being taken away? Yes. Kaku's location has changed again. Everyone follow me. During pursuit. Although the people that appeared just now all looked different, they all used to be the leaf folk, right? Alright. So how did they change? The divine fruit. The divine fruit was born from Nozuchi no Kami. It's the most delicious food in the world. It can change its flavor to exactly what you want. Once you've eaten the divine fruit, you become entranced and unable to control yourself. You'll feel full for a moment after eating, then unbearable hunger and pain will quickly follow. People who eat the divine fruit slowly lose their mind. They chase down any divine fruit they can find and indulge in the joy of fulfilling their stomach, eventually becoming gaki, famished monsters. At that point, they're no longer leaf folk anymore. That's why Grandma Emma urged people not to touch the divine fruit time and time again. Once you become a gaki, you're past the point of no return. You live that you're not living. The only thing you'll do is bring pain to those you love, or rather. Then Kohaku, he didn't eat much. We should be able to find a way to save him if we get him in time. Regardless of whether we find a way or not, I won't let Kohaku become a gaki. Also, I have faith in Kohaku. His willpower is much stronger than we think. Gaki Camp. He's actually really cute. He has a human form that's it's quite adorable. I like his human form a lot more. He's like a cute little boy. I shouldn't say it like that. Anyway, look. That's Kohaku's tail behind that rock. Don't disturb the gaki. Let's check out the surroundings first. A large number of gaki were gathered in an open area in the forest. Their strange and fierce aura from before was gone. They were all leaning against trees, looking exhausted. Some gaki were fighting each other for the last remaining divine fruit. Some were too weak to stand. They lay on the ground, crawling at the dirt, desperately searching for leftovers. Do we go straight in and get Kohaku out of there? Shiki, you said these gaki were all leaf folk once, right? Right. If so, we must avoid confronting them. We don't want to hurt them. Gaki are just innocent people affected by the evil god. They don't want to harm us. They just want the divine fruit. Let's try not to confront them so we don't hurt them. Mr. Seme, thank you. Shiki looked relieved. Then, should we use the divine fruit? If we lead them out of here with divine fruit, we should be able to get Kohaku and bring him out. Let's give it a try. Leave it to me to gather some divine fruit. Once you've collected enough divine fruit, put them in a spot a few hundred meters away from here. We'll wait for the gaki to notice them and go in once they've left. With her seasoning's power, Shiki quickly found over a dozen divine fruit. She placed them in a spot not far away. The divine fruit are set. It shouldn't take long. Divine fruit. To everyone's surprise, Kohaku shot towards the divine fruit like an arrow. Well, I guess he does have a dog's sense of smell, right? So the gaki are following Kohaku to the fruit. Same, how about you hold on to this? No one saw when Haramasa picked up a divine fruit. He threw it to Seme. Divine fruit. It's divine fruit. Over there. Some gaki surrounded Seme. Brother, what are you? Don't move. Divine fruit, gimme. Devoid of any rational thought, the gaki waved their arms and approached Seme, who swiftly dodged them. Give me. One of the gaki suddenly lost patience, opening its mouth. It bared its teeth and lunged towards Seme. Kohaku struck in the gaki that was trying to attack Seme. Don't you dare hurt Master Seme. What? Seme picked up Kohaku by the scuff of his neck. Let's go. The group quickly left the gakis gathering around. Hungry, I'm so hungry. Can we stop running? I need a rest. Have you got any food? Divine fruit, give me. Let's stop here. We don't have what the gaki want, so they shouldn't chase after us anymore. Wake up already. Are you still thinking about food? Shiki, do you know how to wake Kohaku up? I'm worried. Let me give it a try. Seme activated an amulet. Strands of blue light flowed into Kohaku's body. Kohaku puked out everything he'd eaten. I want divine fruit. Huh? It didn't work. Wait a second. What divine fruit? I need to protect Master Seme. Are you alright? Kohaku? What, Master Seme? He'll be fine. Seme patted Kohaku on the head. Don't eat the fruit next time, got it? Okay. My hand suddenly grabbed Shiki. Who goes there? Mamoru took out Suzuki no Yaiba almost instantly and stood in front of Shiki. Another gaki? Are they coming for us? let go of her or face the consequences. The sound of a baby crying came from between the arms of a Gaki. The group was shocked. Please, please, help my child. The Gaki let go. She looked dazed, but it was clear she was desperate. She was a mother who had been turned into a Gaki. For my child, I ate the divine fruit. She chose to eat the fruit so that she could feed her child? If she didn't eat anything, her child would starve. She must have made the choice when she heard her child cry. Don't worry. Shiki held the Gaki's mother's hand. I will save your child. Shiki lifted the piece of cloth covering the child's face. Wrapped in the blanket, the child had also become a Gaki. Poor thing. The group was silent. Words failed them. Despite not eating any divine fruit, the child became a Gaki because of its mother. Save my child. Save him. No one could bear to tell the mother the truth. Can't they turn back to normal like I did? Shiki shook her head. They've completely turned. She's still hanging on to her sanity, though barely. Perhaps it's because she's a mother. Shiki stroked the child's face. You're so little. She formed a flower on her fingertip and put it in the child's blanket. But the child grabbed Shiki's finger and bit into it with force. You haven't seen anything of this world, have you? You know, there'll be a lot of birds in spring and flowers too in warm sunlight. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you had to come into this world during the endless spring. You probably never even had a proper meal before the eternal sleep. Shiki gently pressed her forehead against the child's. The child's worn-out blanket became soaked in her tears. You are an exceptional mother. You defeated Nozuchi no Kami. I will remember you. Branches came out of Shiki's back and wrapped around the mother and the child, enveloping them in a strange energy. This is my gift to you. I grant you the gift of rebirth. Their bodies gradually became transparent, and in their last moments they looked like they'd returned to normal. I pray that you won't have to suffer this pain when you return to this land. I pray that you'll live through the seasons with endless joy. The mother gently held the child in her arms, smiling with relief. The mother and the child turned into 2 leaves and drifted to the closest tree. The moment they were touched by one of the branches, they were connected to it and became one with the tree. Gaki camped. Strange dots of light converged and caressed every Gaki in a gentle breeze. As if hearing a call, the restless Gaki slowly stood up in unison. Bathed in the light, they turned into leaves and returned to the trees. Shiki. Shiki had collapsed from exhaustion. The energy you just released. You turned the gathering Gaki into leaves too, didn't you? Half-turned Gaki like a Haku still have hope, but those who have completely turned can never recover. Turning them into leaves is the only thing I can do for them now. Mr. Protector, you must always give so much to achieve your goals. I just want to restore the 4 seasons. Are you awake? Shiki was sitting propped up against a tree, and Mamoru was sitting next to her. Mr. Protector, is it already nighttime? There's no rush. You used too much strength and passed out. Shiki tried to stand up, and Mamoru gestured her not to. What about the others? Did I waste everyone's time? No, of course you didn't. And I'm still here, remember? Perhaps it's intuition. Perhaps it's because my body remembers. I can sense where to go. Mr. Seme decided to trust me. After you fainted, we kept going for a long time. It's just when we were running out of daylight and it might have been dangerous to keep going, so Mr. Seme suggested we rest here for the night. Don't worry too much. I won't let anyone down. You can rely on me from time to time. Are you alright, using so much power in a short time? Yeah, I'm feeling better. That's good to hear, huh? Is that a shooting star? A firefly flew past them. Glimmers of light appeared among the trees, moving to the tempo of the swaying leaves. Fireflies gathered in the pitch-black forest, illuminating it like a sea of stars. Those are fireflies. Fireflies? They're so pretty. At night, the irregular forest looks very similar. The Mamoru was fascinated by the view, the shining fluorescent reflected in his eyes. Mr. Protector, you and I made a promise. We agreed to watch the fireflies together. I never thought it would come true. Was this something difficult to do back when I still had my memory? Mr. Protector, huh? There was a question I used to ask you. Who are you? Now I know what it feels like to be the one being asked. I kept forgetting you time and time again. I would ask you the same question. Maybe this whole thing is happening so I can learn about your feelings. Maybe that's why you lost your memory. The firefly shakily landed on Shiki's hand. Its light flashed wearily. Shiki gently straightened its wings. The firefly shook its wings. Its light and brightened up. It took flight and rejoined the river of the glimmering fireflies. I can't read. Shiki, I was thinking, regardless of whether I can regain my memory, let's find time to watch the fireflies again, together in the future and the days beyond. We've already fulfilled our promise, so let's make a new one. Shiki was surprised, then smiled. Okay, that's a promise. Mr. Protector is a man of his words. I'm sure we'll be able to watch the fireflies again. Oh god, I'm running out of time and these chapters are so long. We have to get through 5 and 6. I don't know what I should do. Because even if I go back to the actual story, so we have the battle, and then we got the final battle, and then we have, if I haven't come over here, we have the Song of the Seasons, which is basically the actual story. So it tells you how far I've come. So based on your choices, it zigzags, like I said in my last video. So depending on what you say, it'll change. I can always go back and replay it to open up both routes, because there's 3 different ending routes here. So let me see. I have to get those. There's how many of these? There's 7. So this is the new. So see, hold on. Let me go back. How do I go back? Is there a way for me to go back? Yeah, here we go. So you have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And this is the prelude. That's why it says go to spring. So we need to go to the beginning again. See if I change what I say. I wonder if I should skip this. I'm going to skip it. Damn it. Did I say the same thing again? Because I skipped it. I think I said the same thing again. This was in the first video, the last video. I should have probably did this on my own. Damn it. I clicked it so quickly because I'm trying to skip through it. I think I hit the exact same thing I said last time. Let's see, what did I say? There's another thing coming up right around here. Okay, see, it tells you what you said. Know my duty. Ancestor, what is it that you or we are protecting? To think it took such little time for you to ask the big question. You're quite the prodigy. Look around you. What do you see? Snow, trees, and winter sweet. Yes, it's winter. We, the Mamoru, are here to protect the seasons. Protect the seasons? How? This question was asked by many Mamoru in the past. It's not something you can easily put into words. You'll know soon enough, right? Just remember that it is our duty to do so. Yes. Okay, I'm going to skip a little bit. I think that when I started it last time, I hit the same damn thing by accident because I'm trying to skip it. I'm basically going to skip through this and just hit what I didn't say last time to see if it changes. So, because I had already showed all of this in the last video. The only thing that's changing is what I say. So last time when we get to this part, he told us to stay here. Not to do anything, but I'm going to see what happens if I stop him. Stop him. Took a few steps towards trying to stop my ancestor. However, the surrounding soldiers quickly stopped me. My ancestor ignored me without hesitation. Okay, that's the same. Okay, hold on. The ancestor's voice was shone through the air. Following him, the people began chanting loudly. The winter is gone. Spring has arrived. Why did you do that? It looked like she was in pain. She was, however, it's her duty and it is ours. I can't do this. Is that so? Shame. Let's get off this mountain. I have something to tell you. The day after my ancestor used his blade one last time, his body began to rapidly decay. Okay, that's the same. You must kill her every 3 months. Why did you try to stop me during the ritual? I just felt it was too cruel. I didn't understand why you would do that to her. It was painful to watch. Mamoru are unswerving, oh my god, I can't read, bearers of the blade, ruthless and free of desires. We abide by our duty to protect the seasons and maintain the cycle. Should the cycle stop, disaster will befall this world and all living beings within. We just can't. Before I finished my words, my ancestor's gaze turned cold like frost. Ancestor, what is it? There have been several imperfect Mamoru before. Their endings were the same without exception. Ancestor slowly approached me and gave me a hug, and was the last time I ever felt warmth. But then bone-chilling cold pierced through me and spread across my body, killed him. Ancestor had plunged his Suzuki no Yaiba into my chest. It's certain now you are defective. This is how you end. They will wait for the birth of a new Mamoru. Before that, I'll carry on with the rituals. Our duty is too important for everyone to allow for any error. Don't blame me. If I hadn't done this, you would only have lived an experience of pain that's worse than death. My life was short as the melted snow I had seen. I fell under the tree where I was born. The same roots that brought me into this world were slowly wrapping around me. In my last moments, it felt like I was back at the top of Mount Enken, to the most unforgettable moment of my life. So pretty. I reached out to her with all my strength, trying to touch her, but she seemed so far away. If I can, I want to see her again. But I knew my wish would never come true. You just triggered an ending, but seeing an ending doesn't mean the end. Okay. Your duty is to maintain the flow of the... Alright. So that's one ending, so see, I got them all. And I got her wallpaper. We're born from fall. Yes. So that's one ending, so what do I do here? What changes here? Oh, that's when I decided to do what he told me. Yeah, that's when I don't stop him. This is when you don't stop him. Hold on. I would go through this slower and reread it from the beginning, but I'm about out of time. That's why I'm trying to rush through everything. This is just for my own benefit to get this shit done. Start again. Ancestor, the sun is out today, so why don't we just enjoy this moment of peace? Maintain the cycle of seasons and keep the world alive. Isn't that what you wished for? When I said that, my ancestor was stunned for a moment before bursting out laughing. Huh. It was a feeble laugh, one mixed with regret, self-mockery, and relief. It felt like he was looking back on his entire life. Yeah, how did I ever forget? The sun is bright today. How long has it been since I last appreciated the sun? Ancestor? To tell you the truth, before your time, Mother Mamoru's life was ended by my own hands. I did it because not every Mamoru is fit for this duty. Sometimes it's easier to be free than to be persistent, or to persist. And you, if you can still appreciate the sunlight in this moment of dead silence, I suppose your future will not be shrouded in darkness. So keep basking in sunlight. You are the best Mamoru of the ones I've met. I have no more regrets. The ones you've seen. Ancestor, didn't you say there would only be 2 Mamoru in this world at the same time? When did they pass on their duty? It is. But from now on, you'll be on your own. I couldn't understand the meaning behind these words. I'm sorry, everyone. Our successor has chosen to bathe in sunlight. That's the right way, after all. I grew tired of braving the cold anyway. Thank you for showing me the light. Later, January 7th, my predecessor passed away. I became the 69th Mamoru. I buried him alongside the graves of the previous Mamoru and bid him a farewell. I don't understand why my ancestor didn't teach me more. The only thing I know is that one day I'll be buried here too. With many doubts in my mind, I embarked on the path he had walked me through. This time I was alone. It was time for me to carry on with the Mamoru's duty. Okay, now I have all of them. So then we can go to spring, which, hold on. Can I not? There we go. So let's go to summer. So these are different things that happen. I want to focus on this. I like how it's Shiki. Why did it change to her? Bond points. I have 5. For each chapter, players will have bond points with a character. Players' bonds with a character built from the selected route is displayed here. Different choices may increase or reduce bond points with a character. Bond points are also required for some options and affect the storyline. Bond points with Shiki are calculated separately for each season, except in winter, where the special rules apply. Oh, do. Vain Dream was the ending I got. Tamed in summer, spring. So there's one ending for spring, or where did I just come from? I was in winter. So winter, spring, summer, fall. There's 2 in fall and 1 in winter. These are the endings that I can get. And because I'm in spring right now, I have to clear it. Yeah, because where I just came from was winter. Oh boy. Because it's going to require me to go through it. So I think what I'll do from now on is I'll go through it once, picking what I want to say, and then I'll have to replay it again and skip everything. That's the way I think they want you to do it. This is not going to be easy. Oh, I have a joystick now. Really? Where did that come from? I can actually move him manually like I have a joystick. Want to see what it's like outside Mount Enken. Come here. That is weird. I've never seen that before. So they want me to do that other thing, but I can't. So this is the build section. So it's like Genshin. You can put trees in places. I have to listen to her damn breathing. Yeah, so I'm going to be working on this event for a while. Just thought I'd let people know that. Yeah, so I can place some more trees in places. Just put them everywhere. Everywhere and anywhere. So I want to try to go through it slower, but the reason why I can't is because I'm running out of time. So if I start talking a little quickly or reading fast, that's why. Besides, in my last video, I showed that beginning segment. I don't really feel there's a need for me to reread it. If you've seen my last video, you would already know what I chose, because I read it much slower. So that's the way I'll be doing that from now on. I'll go through it slow the first time, but then when I go back to change my options like that, I'll have to skip through shit. Just as a warning for people that want to watch that. That's the way I'm going to have to do it. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to get through the videos fast enough if I keep having to reread an entire chapter. So when I come back for the next video, we're going to have to read 6 and 5, and then I can start on that new part that opened up where I just was. So see, I can put down trees and stuff. It's similar to Genshin. Well, we'll have to leave that there for now. I do like this event, and I really am interested in the story. I really do like the characters.